Welcome back to the JustBeCos Podcast, a podcast about all things life and cosplay. My name's Jeremy. I'm one of your hosts, and joined, as always, by the wonderful
Daniela. Hello.
Welcome back, Danny. Thank you for joining us. And if you guys didn't know, this is season 3. This is our 10th episode together. So that makes this episode
So good.
60. Danny, we're up to episode 60.
It's crazy.
Oh, that's amazing. I'm like, wow.
I
Did I ever
know.
think
I'm
I'd
so
make it this far? Making episodes or something? Like, I did YouTube for like 2 years. I didn't make 60 videos. Like, this is longer than my YouTube career. Not that
That is
ever.
such a good point.
Oh,
Yeah.
but hey, 60. That's older.
It's really cool.
It's an interesting number.
It is. I
It's
like
good
it.
anyway.
It's a good number.
It's good. Look, excited to be here. As always, guys, if you like what we do, you like our vibe, please feel free to consider joining our Patreon, the Just Because Cosplay Podcast Patreon, for the cost of a cup of coffee. Australian cup of coffee, by the way. It's a bit cheaper for you guys living in America. You can join our community, join our private Discord, have the supportive chats for all the other fellow cosplayers from around the world. Slowly growing. Would love to see you there. If not, all good. Stay for the vibes. Now, Danny, what are we talking about today?
Well, today is going to be a good one. I mean, they're all good ones, not going to lie.
course.
But today we're talking about how not to be creepy and also how it kind of aligns with social media as well. Like not being creepy, not just in person, but also online, because it's very easy for people to misunderstand you online. They can't hear the tone of your voice. They can't see your body language. They can only see text. There's only words. So it's very important.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think in person, it's a lot easier to control what you do or how you come across to people. If this is something that's still a bit difficult for you, we got you. Don't you worry. But even more importantly, especially in the world of today where a lot of communication is online, we thought it'd be pretty important to also break down how you can come across as a cool, genuine person online as well, and not come across as someone who's, you just want to get something from someone, you just want to get in their good books or something, and obviously that's something that none of us, I think, desire. We don't want to come across as someone who is creepy, but more often than not, I think it happens because we don't know what we're doing. So that's what Danny and I are here to do today. Welcome to how to be good as a person and how to be good online. That's what we're about.
How to not be a creep.
How to not be a creep. Coming from someone who is both. Look, I've been called creepy before. I've been called all the names under the sun. I've learned from those mistakes. I'm going to pass it on to you. And you're definitely someone, Danny, who I don't know if you've been creepy. I don't know what your history has been like.
I probably have without realizing it. I feel like sometimes I'm too nice. Like in the past, I would unintentionally lead people on maybe. But that is something I could definitely discuss.
Hey, look, we'll talk about it. Now, do you want to start off with in person or online? What do you reckon is going to be the best way to go about this?
Ooh. It's a good question because I feel like, to me personally, it's easier, like you said, to not be creepy in person because you can read people's like when they feel uncomfortable, they
react accordingly to it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Both
in
the way
look
that
around and
both in the way that what you say to them or the way that you interact with them, or even just literally where you're standing. There's a lot of things that you can do to make people feel a lot more comfortable, right?
Yeah. We could probably go over it quite easily, actually.
Let's do that. Let's go some basics. Let's go some basics.
Yeah, let's go through the basics.
Okay, now, I think a good place to start, Danny, especially as a lovely lady like yourself, you, what are some of the most common things that you see, also guys especially, what are the most common things that you see guys do on a regular basis, maybe to you or in your experience, or maybe to some of your girlfriends or people that you know? What are some of the most common complaints or the most common, I guess, issues that you've experienced or you hear about?
So the first two that came to mind was the personal space. Women like to have a good distance, not just because it's creepy if you're too close, but also I feel like it's a natural survival instinct. We want to be out of arms, so we could get away without the threat of being grabbed or something.
Yeah.
I think it's just like hardwired in your brain. Like anytime a guy is too close to me, I'm like, oh, I don't feel safe. That's the instant reaction. I'm like, oh, I start thinking of scenarios and how to get away, which is sad. Like,
no, like
every guy that approaches me, I think they're gonna kill me, but you just naturally think like that. I feel.
I think just I read a really good quote somewhere that was like, just because a lot of people can say, oh, well, not all men are like that, not all like we've heard it before, but a really good analogy I saw someone use is men should be like wasps, right? You're like, what the fuck, wasps? But if you think about it, like, not all wasps in reality, in the world, are going to sting a human being, right?
Yeah.
However, there's just been enough cases of knowing that a wasp has stung someone before that whenever we see a wasp now, we're like, I better be cautious because that's going to sting me. And in the same way, it's with men. Like, absolutely. Like, a good majority of men are very likely to be decent human beings to fellow human beings, but enough men have been creepy, enough men have done dumb things that it would make every woman feel a little bit cautious about every man they talk to. So
exactly.
I don't think it's like, it is a sad thing that that's the case, but I think it's a very reasonable thing for you to feel like that. So apart from like just generally staying a healthy, comfortable distance from you, what are some other things that kind of come to mind?
And aside from the personal space, I would say some of the comments and remarks that come out of guys' mouths when they, like, I've heard so many friends say they've had some random guy come up to them who's like a dad with his, wife and kid and be like, oh yeah, that character is so sexy. Like, I used to fantasize about her all the time. You did such a good job cosplaying her. And it's like,
Jesus Christ.
Like, do you realize how creepy that is? And to them, they probably don't think that they're calling the girl sexy. They're just calling the character sexy. But the girl sees, okay, you fantasize about this character and you're telling me that now. And now I feel uncomfortable because 100%. You're probably sexualizing me as well. And it's just, little remarks like that, or they'll just comment on things that are just weird to comment about or pick apart parts of the costume. Like, girls, we're pretty sensitive, not gonna lie. Any girls listening be like, no, I'm never offended. You are. You hate it if someone says your eyeliner is smudged and it looks shit. You would be like, fuck you, man.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
can figure it out myself. So some guys, they don't really understand just little cues like that too. Like, if I see a girl and her lipstick's on her teeth, I'm not gonna like out her in front of a group of people and be like, you got lipstick on your teeth, lol, look at your teeth. And then everyone's looking and be like, yeah, you do have lipstick on your teeth.
Have guys done that before too?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so bad. What the hell?
Yeah, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, don't look at me. Don't perceive me.
Oh, goodness.
And it's like, the intention was good, but it's kind of like you're embarrassing them. Like, I always try to make sure I do things privately. And little things like that. I think it's just because guys are very blunt with each other. That one's not so creepy. It's just a lack of understanding how women get like sensitive.
Oh, that's just people in general. It's like, oh yeah, man, you're like, oh, shirtless Zora, your left nipple is like slightly higher than your right nipple. That's weird, man.
It's like, who mentions that? Like, why would you feel the need to talk about Zora's nipples? Like, leave his nipples alone.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, it's just weird things like that. Or if they say, oh, your character has bigger boobs than you, like stuff like that. It's weird.
Okay,
it's really weird.
Let's go through this one by one. So, because apart from just pointing out, dudes are creepy because of this. That sucks. Let's address it. Let's kind of go ahead. Like, what's a better way to go about, talking about these kinds of things? So, from the start, first one, social distancing, proximity, right? Now, every single one of you listening out there, you probably have a friend. You probably have workmates. You probably have parents, right? In the same way, I don't know, Danny, what do you think? Do you stand right shoulder to shoulder against your friends every single time? No. How about strangers you don't know? Would you stand shoulder to shoulder? Yeah, right. Would you be? I don't know. What do you like? What's normal to you? What's normal to you?
this is a good question because everyone's normal is different. Some people are very like clingy and they like to break the personal space a lot. That's just, you know, how they are. They don't mean anything bad by it. I personally, like, it takes a bit for me to warm up to people. It's so weird to say that because obviously I love people and I love talking to everyone.
Yes.
I'm like, yeah, friendly. But when it comes to like personal space and touching and stuff like
strangers,
that.
We'll say strangers particularly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Strangers, it's like, hell nah, you know, don't even breathe near me. Like if I could feel your oxygen on my face, I feel like the danger.
That's a good one. If you can feel their breath, if you can smell their breath, that's too close. Right?
Very much so.
I think a healthy distance would be we can have a conversation at a normal talking volume, kind of what we're doing now, without having to raise my volume a little bit louder so you can hear me. Right? Yeah. If we just have a normal talking volume, we can hear each other. To me, that's a fair distance.
And usually if I can't hear, I'll tilt my head to the side and be like, oh, sorry, I can't hear you. Like, I'm not going to get really close.
Really close.
And be like, can you hear me now?
Oh, ASMR. Daddy ASMR. Lovely.
Like, I'm not going to do that. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's just,
So, just distancing. Just talking distance, right? If you're good friends, if you that friendship level is leveling up, yeah, you might give each other like a slap on the back or like a bump a shoulder or something.
I thought you were going to say ass.
That's not the kind of person you think I am.
I was like, I mean, yeah.
Look, you have to level up your friendship level a lot more, okay, till we get to that level, okay? And Daddy, even then, I still wouldn't feel comfortable doing that to you. No, despite how close we are, I still wouldn't, okay?
I feel like girls do it to each other so often. It's hilarious.
Because there's no threat. Right?
Yeah.
Between girls, it's like, oh, what does this girl want from me? Nothing. Friendship? Awesome.
Yeah.
What does this guy want from me? Different question. Typically, okay?
Yeah.
But that's why guys slapping each other on guys' asses, yeah, we do that sometimes as well. You're like, what? Does that mean cosplay? We do it on the sports field. Do it like, man, haven't seen you in a while, big fella. Like it's a normal thing between friends, but again, it depends on the situation. So if you're a stranger to someone, you stay in talking distance. If you're friends with someone, particularly of the opposite gender, you know, if you feel comfortable, you both feel comfortable, might be like a, hey, high five, what's up, fist bump, shoulder bump, slap on the back kind of thing. That, you know, depending on the dynamic, can be appropriate. But it's dependent, obviously, on the interaction between people.
Yeah.
So that's physical touch, physical space.
Yeah.
I think also as well, you could be like, oh, do I ask? Like, hey, Danny, can I pat you on the back? Because then it's weird. Right?
Yeah, it is. If I had to ask someone if I could pat their back, it'd be so awkward.
It'd be awkward, right? Oh, can I shake your hand? Like, it's interesting. And I personally wouldn't do it. So, therefore, again, we've said this before, if you have to ask for a hug, for the handshake, you probably shouldn't be doing it. Okay, you're probably not that close.
Yes.
Okay, for anyone out there who's like, all right, well, Jeremy, how do I tell then? How can I tell if like our friendship is close enough that there can be any physical contact? Well, it should be pretty natural, but if you don't know what natural is, I'm going to spell it out for you. Okay? It sucks that people have to make these. You know how there's like the diagram of a human body and then
yes,
and people share this post of like, okay, this is where people can touch me and I'm okay with it. And it's like, you know, shoulders and arms, okay. Back or butt. It's like, oh, no body, no thank you. The fact that people have to make these graphs is silly because for the most part, all of those graphs
it's pretty sad.
Are the same. Right? It's all exactly the same. It's like, oh, cool, ask first. Yes, I'd be okay with that. No, I'm not okay with that. Partners only kind of thing. So let's spell it out. If you have never met someone before, ever, you stand talking distance. Maybe you exchange a handshake, right? Maybe like a little pat on the shoulder. Like that's about as far as you'd go, especially if you don't know somebody. Would you agree, Danny? Like, am I speaking out of my ass? Like, what?
No, that's good. I was going to say, even if someone just came up to me randomly and pat me on the shoulder, I'd be like, oh.
Yeah.
Like, my shoulders would go up. I'd be like, why the frick did you touch me? Like, I don't like anyone touching me if
you've never met them before, like say we'd been talking for 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes. I was like, oh, that's a pretty good chat. It's like, anyway, like see you around, like, I'll catch you around, right? Just little pat, little tap, I'm out, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, cool. That was a friendly interaction. Didn't mean anything by it. Sweet. Cool.
Yeah.
Next time we catch up again, it's like, hey man, what's up? I haven't seen you in a while, maybe a fist bump, something like that. After we've seen each other at a con 10 times something, all right, cool, like, yeah, all right, bring it in. Haven't seen you in a while, man. Have a hug.
Yeah.
So it's something that you build up bit by bit. Okay?
Yeah.
So if you're the kind of person who you see your favorite cosplayer you've never talked to before, you see your favorite character who you think is sexy and you fantasize about them, blah, 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 you keep that shit to yourself. And
we don't talk about that.
We don't. We talk to them like a human being. Because by the sounds of it, they were talking to you like the character and like you were not even a person, if you're going to say those kinds of things, right?
Cosplayers get that a lot, I think. And I'm sure you've experienced it too. People think you're a spectacle and you're there for their entertainment. They think that the event hired, especially people who, I guess normies or people who aren't even at the convention, they think you were hired to be there.
It's so silly. Yeah. But I don't know, just it's weird that we have to say, treat people, like they're human beings with feelings and emotions as well. But
I feel bad for celebrities who deal with
it's horrible.
it on like a huge scale. Like I think even when I see those magazines in the shopping store and it's like a picture of two people arguing, I'm like, how shit would it be to live your life where anytime you had an argument with someone you loved, it's on a magazine and
dumb.
You're over the argument already. But like now everyone knows about your argument. It's like, that would be so frustrating.
The people who care about that kind of stuff, like, I have to buy this new idea this Women's Day just to see the drama going on with Hugh Jackman right now. Like, like, who cares,
so
man?
Bad. I know,
just leave them
right?
alone.
Yeah, like they're people too.
Yeah.
It's crazy to me. And these celebrities get touched inappropriately all the time by fans.
I hear as well, especially people working at like Disneyland and stuff.
Oh yeah.
It's really bad. It's really bad. And it sucks because they can't really stand up for themselves as much because they have to stay in character. It's part of their contract. So the amount of crap that goes on, especially towards the ladies who work at those places is terrible.
Really sad. Yeah.
But look, if you're listening to this podcast, you already are wanting to become a better person. You're already a step ahead of these people. So let's not make these same mistakes. So that's touching. Now, comments, Danny. Let's move on to comments. How we treat people.
Oh man.
So obviously there are things that are not great to say. What would you, before I go on my little trade again, how would you prefer people talked to you or they approached you or they complimented you? What to you feels like, wow, that was really kind of them, or that was a great compliment? Like what actually makes you feel safe and complimented?
I feel like it's definitely when you can tell that they like your work and it's not about necessarily how you look. I don't know, that kind of sounds contradicting because obviously it is about how you look, but I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of when people come up to me and be like, oh, I love your costume. It looks so good. Or I love how you styled your wig. Or I love your makeup. Or, I love how, you're so bubbly. Or I love how you styled something. Just comments like that are more about the art of the costume, in my opinion. It's less about how, I don't know, how someone is or isn't attracted to me. Like if someone comes up to me and was like, you didn't cosplay my waifu good, like she has bigger boobs, how could you not have big boobs? So I'd be like, okay, go fuck yourself. Don't talk to me ever again.
Have you had people who, just before I go on to that one, you made some good points and I'll comment that in a second. Have you had people come up to you who have said, oh, they don't know the character or they don't know you as a person personally, but they wanted to come over and compliment you anyway?
Yeah,
what would that's
really nice.
What does that compliment sounded like to you?
Yeah, that's been really nice. Like there are I feel like it's sometimes either the older people, which is so cute. Like there'll be like an old couple. They'll be like, "Oh, what's this for? You look fantastic. You're so talented. Like you put so much work into it. You did such a great job." And I'm like, "Oh, thanks, guys." It feels like my grandparents are actually complimenting me. And I'm like, oh, this is so nice and warm in my heart. But because it's like, they don't know anything about what is even going on. But they're like, you look cool, you look great, you did a good job. And it's like, oh, that feels nice. It's people like being appreciated for their hard work because it is
Absolutely.
hard work. It is tiring. Whether you buy your costume or make it, it is exhausting.
Absolutely.
Like, yeah.
So the key here is what separates the good compliment from the creepy compliment, right? You define it pretty well, Danny. So if you want to make a good compliment, quite literally, it's you compliment something that they've put the effort into doing.
Yeah.
Right? So it could be, like you said, it's good, great wig, love your prop, love the outfit, love the coordination, love the colors, love your makeup, love your contacts. There's so many different things you can put, right?
Yeah.
And if you want to compliment someone, it's like, oh, but, that's just the work they put into the costume. What if you want to compliment them on their looks or something? Like, yeah, you can compliment someone on looks, but compliment on the looks that they put the effort into.
Yes.
So again, I love your makeup. I love your coordination. I love your vibe. I love your bubbling, your personality. I love so a quality that is something that they have had to work towards, not something that is something that they've got. So not that it's a bad thing, but if you went up to someone and said, "Oh wow, you're so sexy. Wow, you look like my wife," right? That's not a compliment that they have had to put any. I'm not saying that it's effortless, and maybe for some people it is, but you haven't had to work towards something that you feel like it's deserving of a compliment. It's just, I want to say something that shows that I'm attracted to you.
Yeah, exactly. It's definitely the intention, like you said. Yeah. It's if someone comes up to me and says, "Wow, you're so beautiful. Can I have a photo?" And it's nice, but it's like you get a bit uncomfortable because you're wondering if they have ulterior motives.
Absolutely.
And then a lot of the time, the people who say those types of things to you are the ones who put their hand on your waist or a bit too low. It's always those people who have those compliments, and it's like
the red flag meter just goes up straight away as soon as that's the first compliment. It's like, wow, you're hot. Like, you're so beautiful. You're so sexy. You're dressed as my wife. Like, so if you want to do a good compliment, it's very easy. Like, think of your grandparents complimenting you. What would that sound like? That's the best way to do it. Right?
Try and sound like your grandparents.
Your grandparents, yeah.
Unless they're savages and like just pick you apart, then maybe don't do that.
No, don't do that. Like it's
a general grandma like that makes you
very
cookies.
Wholesome grandparents, right?
Yeah.
And this is again where it's like, some old people can be creepy. Yeah. Why? Because they do exactly that. They compliment on looks. They compliment on, wow, you're so beautiful. Wow, you look like someone I'd date back in my day. Like, that's when it becomes creepy, right? It's when you start showing, intentions, or you're complimenting about something that is about looks, something you don't have to work towards. That is when it gets creepy, okay?
Yeah.
There is a good way to show your romantic intentions towards someone where it's not creepy.
Ooh.
I'll tell you about that another time, but for now...
I was going to say, I'm so curious.
We'll talk about that another time. We'll actually do that probably after we do the social media part of this, because it will kind of all tie in. Okay.
Okay, sweet. Yeah.
All right. So, speaking of which I think that's one of the conversations we had this morning, Danny, because everyone's in social media, right? We're not always going to have the chance to talk to our favorite cosplayers at a convention. Maybe there's someone that we've seen online. Maybe there's someone that we kind of just stumbled across. We're like, hey, they're kind of cool. So, how do you become smooth, suave, just a cool, just regular person online, and you don't come across as a creep? So, first things first, Danny, let's go again. What are some creepy behaviors that you see, or that I see, online? And I know for a fact, again, unfortunately, it's something that you probably would have had a bit more experience with than me. But I've observed some behaviors by men, and as a man, even I feel creeped out. So... what are some online behaviors that you've seen that you'd say that's creepy as hell, man?
Yeah, sometimes there's obsessive messaging, and it's a bit much. Like they really want me to talk to them, because it depends. Like I know I have friends who spam me reels and stuff, and that's fine. I'm like, yeah, I'll get to it and I'll watch them all eventually.
Yep.
But people who are constantly, it's like they're having a conversation with themselves and hoping eventually I'll join in. Like,
what?
Yeah, they just keep going. I'm like, I'm trying to, like, I haven't opened this message and you're still going. Like I still get the notifications, and if I do open it, they'll be like they're ready to like talk.
Yeah.
I've had people that I'm not close with at all be like, "Oh, how about you and me?" I mean, it's not really like good on them for shooting their shot, but I wouldn't shoot your shot unless you've had like a constant good
interaction,
close kind of interaction
Yeah.
and conversation with someone. Like they'll be like, let's go out for lunch, you and me. And originally the plan wasn't just you and me, and now it is just you and me. And
Yeah.
it's like, I didn't want to go in the first place. Now I really don't want to go.
Right. Yep.
Now it's like, oh, okay, so we've been talking because you have a thing for me. That's unfortunate. Farewell. Because it takes a while, I think. That was also something I wanted to bring him back to when I said earlier about how I lead people on without realizing it because I'm nice. And I stopped, not that I've stopped being nice, but I've started setting boundaries because it leads people on, especially people who don't really understand like social cues as well.
Yeah.
They think that you're into them, which I get it. Like maybe they're not used to girls being nice to them. So all of a sudden a girl is nice to them. They're like, oh my God, she totally has a thing for me now.
Yeah.
Which is really sad because it's just a lack of experience with talking to women. And so they don't understand what means they want to be friends versus what means they are into you.
Yep.
So there's a big difference between people who are just trying to shoot their shot and people who are like, step on me, mummy, in your DMs and on your comment section. Like some of my reels, like my Viper one where I have like my thigh-high latex boots on, there's not an ounce of skin showing in this video, but everyone's obsessed with those boots and I keep getting asked to step on them and I keep getting DMs saying like, you know, can we do the dirty? And do you have boyfriend? And I'm like, yes. They're like, then why are you on here? I'm like, excuse fucking me.
I'm going to have a big rant about this one in a second.
That's crazy. I'm like, does this actually work on people? Like, do you actually get bitches from saying, how dare you have a boyfriend home?
No, they don't.
Get off the internet.
No. Oh my God.
It's just like, it's so funny to me. I just laugh, react a lot of the time.
I'm glad you can find the stupidity in it, that you can laugh at it, because that's exactly what it is.
It goes on. There's so many guys who just don't care. They just keep trying to be, I don't know, maybe it does work eventually. I feel like they end up just getting bots and they think that's working, but it's just an actual bot that's selling them their naughty stuff.
I don't know in what universe does any of this stuff work, but people keep doing it. So I don't know, like if there's a lady out there who you find this attractive, can you please explain to me why? But I genuinely don't understand why guys continue to do this really shitty behavior and thinking that it's going to
so many things
lead to anything.
They're like, hey, shawty, be my snow bunny, girl.
What the fuck?
Please.
What?
It's so funny. I once at 3 a.m. some guy kept calling me on Instagram.
Like phone call?
And I was like Instagram call.
What?
Like,
okay.
You know, you can call.
Yeah.
And I was getting like, I was like, oh my God, Byron's like, I don't know what to do. This person keeps calling. He's like, give it to me. And Byron answers the phone. He's like, can you stop calling my girlfriend? And he's like, no speak English. So funny.
That's one way to deal with it.
Speak English. That was hilarious. I couldn't stop laughing. And Byron's like, yeah, I thought so. And then the guy hung up and just never, like, just deleted himself off the internet. It was just really funny.
God.
So, Byron helps a lot with that stuff.
Oh, look, I like the fact that there's people out there, they make an account with no pictures, or like it's a meme account, there's no pictures of them. And then they assume that, I'm going to message this beautiful woman on the internet and ask her, hey, you want to have sex? And they're like, what? I don't know you. Who are you? There's no picture here. What the heck makes you think that that's attractive at all? Oh, let me show you a picture of my penis. Will that change your mind? No. What?
No.
Oh.
No.
Listen, men, boys, we gotta have a talk. Or also
Keep it in your pants.
Other creepy behavior as well. We're gonna address this. We're gonna address this all.
Yes.
Okay.
I was curious about your side.
You comment on someone's pictures, sexy pictures, cute pictures, whatever, with just like love heart react, or like wow, sexy, or me gusta, or what?
The most brain dead.
Oh my god!
comment.
Like, you go to any cosplayer who's a lady, and they've got a sexy setup or picture. I guarantee you there are dozens to hundreds of comments of guys just doing exactly that.
Yeah. Be my wife. You are stunning.
Like, I get
God bless.
There's compliments, right? But it's just like I mentioned about compliments just earlier before. If you're going to put a compliment up and you're like, oh, I just want to tell her what a good job she's doing. Well, tell her, like, wow, I love this fit. I love this coordination. This set is amazing. You look stunning. Say something that's actually a compliment, not just like, wow, I love you, marry me. Like, bloody hell.
Yes, please.
So if you want a compliment, that's what you're going to do. Now, let's go through this. DMing, okay? Everyone's got Instagram. Everyone's got some profile. And Danny, I believe that what you met Byron was he slid into your DMs. And
I approached him first in person, but then he DM'd me, yes.
Yeah, okay. Now, before we get into the analysis of everything, what made you want to actually talk to Byron versus someone else who's kind of messaged you about things also sliding into your DMs? Like, what was different?
Well, I loved that he was able to have intelligent conversations. Like, his grammar was good. He was great at talking. Like, it was interesting. I wasn't bored. I was like, it was crazy. I was like obsessed. I was getting up early to see what his response to me because it was exciting. I was like, oh my gosh, like I wonder what he said. And it wasn't even dirty. It was just fun conversation. Like there was barely any flirtiness. Maybe there was like subliminal flirtiness, but that's what made it more tasteful. Wasn't just right in your face like you're gorgeous and I think I like your butt or whatever.
Yeah.
It was, I don't know. It was more playful. There was more conversation. He actually had an interest in what I liked and what I did. He cheered me on with my crafting as well, and my fitness, because I think that's what started it. I was like, I need to get fit so I can cosplay Set, because Set from League of Legends is this buff guy, and I got to do sit-ups. So, and then, I found out he likes League too, and I was like, oh my gosh, you're a nerd? I should have known.
Well, yeah.
That's a double whammy. So yeah, it was just the fact that we were happy to get to know each other, because so many times people are so bland with their conversation. It's so boring.
Oh my God.
The lack of grammar kills me.
Guys, spell your words correctly.
There is autocorrect.
There's autocorrect. Don't the only people who do it is should be like a second grader, third grader. We're like, see you later, written as the letter C, the letter U, and then L8R. You should not be doing that as an adult, ever.
No.
Okay?
The only reason why that was ever a thing is because we had the old ass Nokia phones where it would take you an eternity to type out a whole long word. You had to use letters.
You know what, Daddy? I never did it. Because there was that.
Really?
Did you use predictive text at all?
I don't know if it had. My phone had predictive text.
Every phone had predictive text. It was just a matter of learning how to use it. So what you had to do, like for example, let's say I wanted to write the word later, right? Everyone didn't have an old phone. You didn't have to suffer through this, but this is what we had to do. So there's 10 numbers in a keypad, 1 to 0, right?
Yeah.
And every number, even in a modern phone, you'll see every number has a letter associated with it. So to spell the word later, you don't have to press the number 5 like 3 times to get to the letter L. Press the number 2 to get A. Press the number 8 twice to get T. So you have to press each button like multiple times to get one letter. So it took ages to text.
I think I'm remembering the
However,
predictive text now.
If you use predictive text, all you had to do, Danny, was just press the buttons where the letter were. So just
it would just figure it out.
And it'll just figure it out.
That's so smart.
So that's how predictive text worked.
Oh my god!
Once I learned that,
I did
never again did I use the letter C for the word C. I just pressed 733, that word C, right?
I remember my dad teaching me what the different things were. And I was like, what does L8 mean with the R? Like, what is this? What is this?
Your dad was teaching you cool speech back in 2000s. Oh,
so funny.
That's kind of wholesome.
But we have no excuse now is what the point is.
We've got a full-ass keyboard. Don't you dare use stupid abbreviations. Emojis.
It just seems lazy.
What are your thoughts on emojis? Because I use them like maybe once every sentence or two to kind of show or express this is how I'm feeling.
Yeah, same. It's so hard because I try to match people's energy sometimes.
Yep,
so like back in my flirty days, I should say.
Oh, here we go.
If someone was like using lots of emojis, I was like, oh, but I'd still try and match it.
Yeah, I agree.
But I'm not a big fan of it. I think I would try and match it because I was like, I don't want them to feel uncomfortable. So I was trying to show that it's okay, but that was so stupid. I don't know why I cared about that.
I think in the modern day and age, it's fine to use emojis. I wouldn't go overboard and use, you know how they're like, stop cutting down trees. And they put like stop sign, killing, there's like a knife there.
Skull.
And then trees, the tree emoji with like this emoji.
Yes.
Like general thumb.
Gosh.
Like you mentioned before, people who just kept on messaging you, message.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, if you're going to message someone, slide in the DMs. Again, like Danny said, just have a normal conversation. Give them a compliment.
Yep.
Talk about something interesting and fun, right?
Yeah.
And typically, maybe they'll reply. If you're super popular like Danny, maybe they'll take a little bit longer to reply. Right? And that's normal. You're a busy lady.
Straight after my first date with Byron, and I told him this too, anyone who I could tell was interested in me or like was a bit flirty, I straight away messaged them all. I was like, I'm not interested anymore. I don't know where this is going, but if it's going somewhere like this, it's not happening because I like someone. And that was it. Because I was like, I like someone. I don't know if it's going to work or not, but I really like someone.
Byron would have been like, I'm flattered. That's actually so cute.
First response was, who is it?
None of your business.
I set the profile. No, I showed them. I was like, yeah, this. Because I felt like, I know some guys think they can still have a chance. So that sounds really bad, but I showed them Byron's profile and they're like, oh, okay. They're like, that's a mountain of a man. I was like, yep.
Well, again, look, if they ask, it's like, look, man, it's none of your business, but if you want to pry, then like this is your competition and you're not going to win. So
yeah, basically, I was kind of like flexing low key. I was being a bit spiteful.
Well,
but
you can be spiteful if they're like, oh, what do you mean I don't have a chance? Who is it? Well, yeah, take this.
Yeah,
that's on them.
Yeah,
that's on them. Oh, but
I didn't have. It's because I didn't have anything to hide, though.
No,
like
of course.
I didn't have bad intentions when I did it. But thinking back now, you're right. It wasn't their business. I didn't have to show them. But I felt like I was trying to hide something, or they think I'm lying if I didn't show them. I felt like I had to prove it.
That's on them.
So it was really weird.
Look,
here's
a good. Okay, before we'll come back to this one very, very quickly because I'm gonna forget otherwise. Because when Danny, I don't know if you realize this or if you realize you did this, but every lady that I've talked to will do this. Regardless of if a girl is telling the truth or they're not, either way, you believe them. Because if they say, oh, I'm like, oh, you want to go out for lunch? I was like, oh, I'm actually really busy. It's like, oh, what are you doing? What do you mean you're busy? No, if they're busy, believe them. Whether or not they are busy or not, the fact of the matter is they don't want to eat lunch with you. Like that's exactly what it is. And if you're going to be kind enough like Danny to say, hey, look, just want to make it clear, I'm interested in someone else. So if this is going nowhere, just want to make it plain and clear. It should be, oh, I appreciate the fact that you're telling me, so I don't have to, think about if you like me or not. All right?
Yeah.
That was, you gave them a gift. And they're like, oh, who is it? Whenever a girl tells you something, just believe it. Because whether it's a truth, whether it's a lie, whatever it is, they're giving you their intentions, just straight up. Okay? So there's no need to argue about it or fight it or complain about it because that's not going to help at all.
Yes,
Sorry.
exactly. And you don't own them too. I feel like some guys think they own you because
Oh.
you're flirting with them. I've heard so many stories of girls being like, had occurrences with guys who are mad because they're not getting something they expected, or their girl wasn't devoted to them. Like, unfortunately and fortunately, like, it's hard. Some people don't like it, but the dating scene now is you talk to multiple people to figure out who is your match.
Yeah.
And some people, they like to hook up with multiple partners as well, which is completely fine. It's just a matter of being transparent with everyone.
Transparency, absolutely.
Yeah, it's so important. But if you're transparent and they're like, yeah, that's totally fine, like, I don't care, go do it, and then you find out they did it and you get upset, it's like, where's the logic? You knew what you signed up for.
Yes.
Like, you can't get mad.
You can't get mad. And for both guys and girls, I think the best way to go forward is quite literally if you are seeing multiple people because you're seeing what's out there. And I think it's logical. It's like, oh, yeah, I'm going to pretty much, make sure that I'm making the best decision. You will go on a bunch of dates with a bunch of different people and try a bunch of different things. And
exactly.
I think it's very good to be like, oh, you'll probably have some conversation during your date, which would say like, oh, so how long have you been dating around for? Or, like, what are you looking for in a relationship? You'll have that conversation. And if you are seeing other people, it's like, yeah, I'm single at the moment. I'm kind of dating around. So, I have been dating other people. That's what it is at the moment. But, but I'm really curious to see how you and I are going to get along.
Yeah, I think people are really scared of the reaction when they're honest with things like that, but it's so important. Like, the worst thing that could happen is they're not interested in you anymore. And it's like, well, that was bound to happen anyway.
It's bound to happen anyway, yeah.
Yeah, like, you would have to tell them eventually, so why hide it,
Just tell them straight up.
Like, to us, it's common sense, but I guess
but it's because ones, you and I have learnt from mistakes. Like, we've stuffed up before, right? So all we can do is pass it on. But
there's no cookie cutter way either.
There's no, because there's no one right way to go about it. Like, people have fallen in love over the centuries in a myriad of different ways and circumstances. So find your own story. Don't just, follow what the internet tells you.
If something makes you uncomfortable, don't do it, basically.
Just don't do it. Trust your gut.
Yeah.
Creepiness with messaging as well is like, don't, like you were mentioning before, don't keep messaging me and have a conversation with yourself. Bro, if someone's not replying to you, they're not replying to you, okay? Don't think that, maybe my 20th message, they'll reply to this one because it's interesting.
Yes.
Like, my God.
Yeah.
What else is creepy behavior? Oh, long-ass messages that are like this big.
Oh, especially if you don't know them. Like, if I'm having a conversation with someone who's a friend, it's an actual conversation about something, and the messages start getting long, like, that's normal, At that point, we end up just doing voice recordings. But, like, I remember I got random long-ass messages, and it was just, I was like, is this from ChatGPT? Because it was just complimenting a specific character. I can't remember which one now, over and over again in different ways, and then describing what they'd want to see me doing as that character, not in a sexual way, just for photos. Like, it'd be so cool if you put her in this location kind of idea. And I was like, okay, you're really obsessed with this character.
Cool, bro.
I just didn't respond because they started commenting it on every post with that character as well.
Oh my goodness.
And I was like, are you a bot? And I can't tell sometimes if these people are bots or if they just have problems.
Could be a bit of A, could be a bit of B. Maybe it's a bot with problems. Who knows?
Yes, maybe.
Who knows? Oh dear. Okay, so let's go about correcting these behaviors. Let's go about correcting this behavior. So you might be like, all right, Jeremy, all right, Danny, if I just slide in DMs, all I know is to tell them that they look good. Like, what do? All I know is to tell them, oh, me gusta, you sexy on their picture. Like, what do I do? Okay?
Yeah.
So best case scenario is you meet the person in real life. You have a pretty cool conversation. It's like, oh, this is nice. Nice. Oh, this is awesome. You seem like a pretty cool person. I'd like to get to know you better. That'd be great. Nice. Exchange Instagrams. Awesome. Now you guys know each other. It's not just some random connection that Instagram suggested that you follow this person. So now that you're on there, what happens? Do you start a conversation? Do you do something? You could start a conversation picking up where you left off from your in real life conversation. Or, like what happened to Danny, you go about your life, you post on Instagram, they'll see what you get up to in life. You see what they get up to in life. Maybe you make a comment about something. Oh man, I liked the Pokemon card you picked. Awesome. Hell yeah. Didn't know you also collected. Start a conversation about that topic. But the whole purpose is not to, be all flirty and show off your money and your car and whatever. Like, no one cares. All you want to do is just have small conversations and get to know them. Literally, like, build up your friendship levels.
Yes.
You all play video games like me. Like, how do you raise the EXP points? You do that thing over and over. So you raise the EXP bar for friendship.
Yes, exactly. And there's so many guys that are just and girls too, that are very into themselves. Like, they never ask you questions about you. It's all about them.
Oh, really?
It's like, I'm doing this and I do this and I can't wait to do this, and they're not. And then when you do it, they're not interested, or they don't care, or they don't ask, or
why are they talking to you then? Like,
I don't know. Maybe they're insecure and don't feel confident, and they need you because you're, Jeremy, we're attractive people, right? So getting a compliment from us means, oh my God, I am attractive. I am good.
It must be true. It must be true. If I say, hey, Danny, look at my cool new costume. The minute Danny says like, wow, Jeremy, that's so cool. I'm like, yeah, I knew it. I am attractive because Danny said so.
I always knew I was.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
So
it's just, I don't know. It's weird. Or it might not even be an attractiveness thing. It's like they see you as something worthy of giving them a good opinion or compliment. It like makes them feel good. It's like, I don't know, that validation.
Right. It's definitely an insecurity for validation thing then, because if you make something, she'd be like, fuck yeah, I made it. Everyone, look at this. I made this. I love it.
Yep.
Woo! And if people say, cool, good job, awesome. If they don't say it, cool, awesome. Like, it shouldn't matter getting this validation.
Exactly. If they're not proud of your achievements, it's a red flag. You run away from there. If you do something good and they're like, oh, I didn't get accepted, or I don't know why they didn't talk to me, or that, like, they turned your positive achievement into something negative and about themselves, that is so bad. It's so bad. Run away. Run.
So you might think, oh, I'm just blowing smoke up my ass or something. But if someone's doing something, just cheer them on. Just compliment them.
Yes.
Like, I don't see any reason, like, at all, especially in cosplay, to ever kind of say something that is going to make someone feel bad. Like, give them criticism or say it's not as good as XYZ, or this person did it better, or the only time I think there is criticism is if they stole something from someone, like, oh, I made this design. No, you didn't, you liar.
No, you didn't.
Or it's like, oh, I entered this competition I won and I made it myself. It's like, no, you didn't. You bought that from me. Like,
oh man, the amount of liars in cosplay is crazy.
Oh, it's just for the clout, which is so dumb.
Yeah.
Just be honest. I bought this Love Life costume from Danny and she was the OG. I'm just following in her footsteps. Thanks, Danny.
Exactly.
Like,
I made like a glove for someone once. It was from, I think it was Cyberpunk. And I asked him to credit it in his post. I was like, can you maybe give me credit for making it? Like, it'd be nice. But I never asked for it in the beginning of making this. And he was like, oh, I don't see why I need to. I already told people that you made it, like, verbally. And I'm like, what the hell, man? Like, you credited the photographer, but you can't credit, like, my work.
That's how it go. That's how it'd be online.
Them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like people are ashamed of the fact they didn't make everything themselves, or they had to get help. Like, I've heard so many people lie about making things, and it's so bad.
Just like, the more that you can credit the people that you collabed with, the more it's actually going to help you. It's not going to take anything away. You might think, oh, people are going to think less of me because I didn't make all. Like, no one cares. Like, literally, no one will care. If it's more like, I'd like to thank these people.
It's so much better.
Yeah, it's better. Like, look at all these friends and people I could rely on, and I love you all, and this is what it turned out like. So thank you. This is awesome. I feel so proud, and I really appreciate you all. That sounds so much better than, no, I didn't ask anyone for help. This was all me.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, good job, dude. Nice.
Exactly.
I don't know.
100% agree. No,
Now,
that's it, man. It's not hard.
Now, last bit of this little segment. So we've talked a little bit, Danny, about in person, what's appropriate, how to physically, be a cool, kind, considerate person that's not creepy, how to compliment someone in a cool, kind way that's not creepy. Even online, how to slide into DMs in a cool, kind way that's not creepy. You just have a conversation. Oh, also, you can have a small conversation. It might die out. That's fine. Something else pops up. Have a small conversation. Talk about that. Die out. That's fine. I got people who are really good friends. I don't talk to them every day. I talk to them once every couple of months, maybe.
Same.
Danny, you and Byron are like the one exception at this point in time because we do podcast stuff together. We play video games, but apart from that, you and I both got friends. We don't talk to them all the time, but when we see them, it's like, yeah, let's give each other a hug and a high five and a slap on the butt. And and it's all good. So don't feel like you need to keep the conversation going all the time, 24/7, for it to be a good connection.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
That all being said, you might be like, oh, Jeremy or Danny, but how do I actually show romantic interest to someone then if I'm not just telling them, me gusta, you sexy, like...
How do you sexy?
How do I get them to notice me? Notice me, senpai. Right. Actually, before I do my spiel, Danny, what would you suggest? If you're either a girl and you want to express your interest to someone, guy, girl, some person, what would you suggest? And if you are a guy wanting to express your interest to a girl like yourself, what to you is both appropriate and attractive and also not creepy? What is your suggestion to the people?
So I guess, of course, it depends what you want to get out of it, because a lot of the time, if all you want to do is hook up with someone, then I am not really familiar with the steps for that, but I feel like there's less effort and maybe it's a bit harder. Not less effort. I feel like you're more likely to put less effort into the conversation. Because I found the people who I talk to outside of cons are the ones that I was easily able to talk to at a con.
Yep.
So whenever I've met someone, if we are able to easily yap, then it's like, oh, this is a green flag. This is good. Like, I enjoyed that conversation. They weren't weird. It was really fun. They were talking about, crafting or things I like. They were cheering me on. They were respectful. And then a lot of the time outside of cons, we react to each other's stories, like even with like a clapping or a heart or anything or comment, and be like, how did you make that? Or that looks so good. Or what is this planned for? What con is this for? And then a lot of the time the conversations kind of just flow naturally from that. You just support each other. You share each other's stuff or comment or like, and it's just not forcing it. Like, don't ever try and force the conversation for sure. And I feel like it goes both ways for guys and girls. Like, I've heard girls who are like, oh, I think this person's really cute. And I'm like, well, have you spoken to them? They're like, no, as if I'd speak to them. And I'm like, oh, you have to communicate.
Right.
They don't know you exist.
Okay.
You need to have a presence. If I tell this guy your name, they're going to be like, who? They're not going to have any feeling towards you. They're not going to think, be like, she's cute or anything.
I really like this person. Have you ever spoken to them? No. Like,
it's not going to work. It's not going to work. You got to talk.
You have to talk. So you reckon kind of just talking is a good start?
Oh, yes. It breaks the ice a lot too.
Excellent.
It makes it more easier and comfortable to, maybe be a little cheeky or flirty. And,
So, Danny, you've got a very good base point in which I will agree. So the first point is, like, regardless of if it's you're after a long-term relationship, you're after a hookup, you're after multiple relationships, like whatever your interest is in terms of this romantic or not romantic but just physical kind of aspects, you do have to talk to them. I don't think that there's been one interaction, hookup, engagement that has ever existed without conversation. So
yeah, exactly.
To the guys specifically, there is no way you are ever going to engage in any relationship whatsoever if, number one, you don't make them feel safe.
Yeah,
okay?
100%.
So it doesn't matter how flirty you are, how attractive you are, how muscular you are, how much you go to the gym, whatever you do, if you can't make the person you're talking to feel safe, you're going nowhere, okay? So that's the first thing. Before you even express, wow, you're so sexy, me gusta, blah, 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 blah. You do have to, number one, get to know the person and, show them, look, I'm a normal human being. I'm going to treat you like a normal human being and see if there's any kind of vibe. And that should always be the first thing is, not, wow, they're so pretty. Danny is so attractive. I'm in love with her. And like, bro, you've never even talked to her. You can't say that. Right?
100%.
So have a discussion, have a talk with them. If you're too scared, well, put on your big boy pants and talk to them. You do have to have a conversation because if, like Danny said, if they don't know you exist, you're not getting anywhere. Okay?
Exactly.
So, number one, talk to them. Get a vibe. Do you actually even get along? Like, they're pretty, but like, do you actually connect? It's like, oh, well, we've got nothing in common. They're hot, but there's nothing in common. It's going to be an awful interaction, right?
Yeah.
But it's like, oh, I find them attractive and they're cool to talk to. We've got lots in common. They seem to enjoy getting along with me. Awesome. Great start. So my answer now, Danny, this is where the real answer comes in. So if you have talked to them, you feel like, oh, we're both two decent human beings. We don't mind each other's company. At that point in time, you can express up front very bluntly, because I know Danny said, oh, it goes over my head sometimes. You make it blunt. You go, hey, Danny, I think that you're really cute. I would love to take you on a coffee date sometime. Right? From there, we've had a conversation. This isn't just like, oh, I've just met you. This is crazy. Here's my number. Call me maybe. Like, it's none of those things. Right? And it's not just like sliding to the DMs like, hey, you wanna get lunch? Like, bro, I don't know you.
Yeah,
so,
it's like
the key is, number one, have a conversation. Show you're a decent human being. Show you're a safe person. Find out there is a vibe. Number two, is there a vibe? If there's no vibe, don't even bother. What's the point? And if there is, cool. Express your interest. This is the part I think a lot of guys get caught up in, like, oh, if I just talk to her a lot, if I just like, show her, oh, we're interested in the same games. Wow, we got so much in common. I was like, oh, wow, you also play League? Wow. And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, it's like, hey, you want to go on a date? It's like, bro, where did that come from? I thought we were just vibing. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
So
guys get friend zoned a lot.
That's how you get friend zoned. If you don't want to get friend zoned, make your intentions known. Again, gently. Gently, very early on. So it's like, hey, you seem pretty cool. Like, I'd love to get coffee with you. I'd love to take you on a date. Right?
Yeah.
Because if you guys like, oh, hey, Danny, we just met. You want to bang? It's like, that's not going to work. That's like 1 to 100.
You can tell as well. You could tell straight away when someone talks to you if their intention is like ulterior motives. Like a lot of the time I could tell because there's no effort in the conversation. Like they're just there to get what they want and leave and move on. They don't want to make the effort of getting to know you and blah, blah, blah. They just want what they want. And it's like, well, no.
Well, and this is another
Why
part
should
I'm failing to understand, because some guys are like, I just want sex, I want to move on. But where is the fun in that? The whole fun to me.
It sounds so boring.
It's just like, let's get to know each other. Are you actually cool? Because the whole fun of it is like, oh, let's banter a little bit. Are you actually cool? I don't know. Danny, are you actually a fun person? Let's find out.
It's so important.
It's the fun. And because, you build a bit of a connection, you build a bit of a vibe, and then at that point in time, you go and have fun. It's so much better. It's so much better.
Some people are just so serious too, and they have the personality of chalk and everything's all, work 24/7 and I don't have fun because...
Don't have fun. Too busy working. Too busy making money. Too busy riding my Lamborghini. Like,
I don't care about your life. My life is more important right now. Oh, I'm so important.
Far out. Just have some fun in your life, my man. Just why don't you try smile for the first time in I don't know, since the last time you picked up a Pokemon card and said, this is my favorite. And you're like, Pokemon's gay. I'm not dead. I'm a real man.
So funny. Oh my gosh. Heckin' hell, man. I'm just, I feel lucky that, what was it? I think, what did I say? I remember telling Byron, I was like, you're the first guy that's taken me on a date and has just like paid for everything as well.
Wait,
a lot
what?
Of the time.
What kind of dates have you been on, Danny? What the hell?
I've been on some bad ones, man. Like, I don't even know. It had been a long time since I had been on a date.
Been on a date that you're like, wow, this is so... this is the first time I've felt this is pleasantly surprising.
I was like, oh, we'll go halves. And he's like, no. He's like, I'm sorry, but maybe call me old fashioned, but I'm not letting you spend anything. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, oh my God, this is so nice.
That's a gentleman. Yeah. Boys, pay for the ladies. Just
such a green flag.
Take my input. Pay for the ladies.
Yeah. It definitely shows that, like, even at the end of it, he was very clear. He's like, I understand if you don't want to further this, but I really want to. Like, it was really cute. I liked that he was very open with his feelings and very respectful, like you said, and a gentleman. It's so important.
The communication was impeccable.
It's so good.
If you have a good first date, tell them. It's like, hey, I would love to see you again.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they're going to assume, well, he's not interested.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, Danny, we've got to do a deep dive about relationships, especially relationships in cosplay. Why cosplay? Yeah. Why the cosplay community is a great place to socialize and date people. Like, it's a wonderful community. There's amazing people. There's lots of hot people around. I'm sure there's someone who's your type.
And also the safety of it too. Like with anywhere, with any place or community, you have to be careful. And not everyone is obviously going to be kind, but there are so many great, fun, interesting characters out there.
It's great.
Engage with. Yeah.
So, and how to just make a bad name for yourself and get cancelled and all that kind of thing. Like,
I'm sick of the cancel culture. No. Like, that's someone's mental health you're impacting right now, guys. They're humans. It's really fucked up. They, off themselves. Would you not feel guilty because you were part of it? Like, and if people say no, they deserve it, I think that is really messed up.
That's really messed up.
People.
That's a topic for another time. Time. That one. That's We'll get into that one, but cancel culture,
mindful.
Not a fan. Yeah. Not a fan. I wish it doesn't exist, but here we are.
Same. Me too.
Anyway,
me too.
This was the Just Because Cosplay Podcast giving you a yap about how not to be creepy, both in person, online, and how to do it. How to do it properly. Yeah. So, but
don't be afraid.
If you guys liked this episode, please let us know in the comments. Let us know what you liked, what you didn't like. Yes. If you think Danny's take was good, my take was shit, like let us know. And if there's anything that you genuinely want to hear about, our experiences, our advice, just our thoughts on things, let us know, because we've got some topics. Sometimes we make it up on the day. Sometimes we take suggestions from our listeners who say, talk about this. That'd be great.
We've got some good ones, actually.
We've had some good ones, so we've got a little bit of list going. But if you would like, again, priority access, you want us to listen to you first. You want to also chat with the other cosplayers from around the world in our growing community. Again, feel free. Jump in the Just Because Cosplay Podcast Patreon. Link is in the description below. Cost of a cup of Australian coffee. It's probably even cheaper than that. Cost of a cup of coffee each month, so it's just our way of saying thank you. But good yap, Danny.
Thanks,
good stuff.
Guys. Yeah, that was good.
Thanks
that was
for listening.
Fun.
It was good.
I liked that. It was very funny.
Good
Much
stories.
laughs had. I liked it.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
See you next week. Bye.